Okay, using what we saw, the pattern we saw in the previous examples, whether it's the dot or understanding that the relationship on the first line is going to be on the same bottom line since the lines are parallel. I was hoping that you can fill in the missing angles. So if 70, if 7, angle 7 is 70, so is 6, so is 3, and so is 2. Okay, the pattern is going to repeat, and since 1 and 2 are a linear pair, 1 is 110, so it's 4 110, 5 110, and 8 110. I was just checking to see you can get each angle measure. Now on the second example here, we're trying to find the measure of angles 1 and 2. Only lines AB, only AB is parallel to DC. Okay. Some of you are thinking that there's a relationship, or that this angle 2 is also 80, because most of y'all saw, well, if this is angle, if angle A is 80, then since A and D are same side interior, this would be same side interior in here, then angle 1 is 100. Okay, measure angle 1 is 100 using my same side interior, with A and B being parallel. But I had some people say that angle 2 is 80. But I can't make that relationship because AD is not parallel to BC. And so I'm using a different transversal to find the measure of angle 2. I'm using the transversal BC. And now I'm looking at alternate interior angles. So the measure of angle 2 is actually 70. It's congruent using alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are congruent in that theorem. Now, there are going to be times where you're going to have more than one transversal. And so just use your pattern on each transversal just like we did on this first example. So we only have one set of lines that are parallel. I'm just going to go ahead and label A and B, and then C and D would be our transversal. If angle 1 is 107, then like we did in the first example, so is angle 7 is also 107, 3 is also 107, and 5 is 107. And then I can use the fact that alternate interior corresponding angles or linear pair from same side interior angles are supplementary, using transversal C. So if 5 is 107, I think y'all can figure out the remaining measures. Just try to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and label angle 11 to be 48. And then I'm going to do the same thing, use my pattern to find the remaining. So I'm hoping you got the remaining angles either 73 or 122. Oops. Alright, for this next example, there's a couple things. I'm going to just kind of see if you can problem solve, and I'm going to give you some hints, and then this is definitely what I'm going to check on Monday to see that you complete it. So first, understand that because we have parallel lines here, this arrow, we're going to have two sets of transversal. I'm going to just use this transversal. I'm going to extend the parallel line, make this a little bit better, so that you can see the transversal. And I'm hoping that you can see that we have corresponding angles. So first, your hint is to use the corresponding angles, which are going to be congruent, to write an equation to solve for x. Once you solve for x, then you're going to just plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. And you're going to use the same side interior or consecutive interior being supplementary equal to 180 to solve for y. We'll see if you can do that. We'll check that in class tomorrow. Now here we have two sets of parallel lines. We have this set here, and since they're both intersecting each other, they become transversals for the other set. So if I just go back and using corresponding angles, 98 corresponds to right up here, 98, and now I see vertical angles. So you can first start, use your corresponding angles to vertical angles and get that 98 equals to 14z and solve for z. Now since we have two sets of parallel lines, this 98 also corresponds over here. And so I can use that to solve for y. And then since that's 98, then I know that there's many ways to get to this answer, but I want to see if you can find a way to get to solve for x. Using that, we have either alternate interior, same side interior, excuse me, and solve for x. So hopefully you're on the right track to at least get the z and the y, and now you're just using some other type of angle pair and its relationship, either that it's congruent or it's equal to 180 supplementary. And this is what I'm going to check on my day. All right, thanks.